Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another show. On this show, we're our continued coverage on this Shedeur Sanders situation. We will get into Colorado a little later in this podcast, but what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna see what some of the people are saying, and Bucky has responded, and he's on time because I was like wondering when they're gonna start responding to this stuff because he's gonna have to. Whether it's the family or his lawyers are going to have to start responding now because, like I said, it's a crime scene, I believe. And you can't keep letting people tell lies on you because if you do that and it doesn't get addressed, then it's just only going to make his situation worse. So he's going to either have to get his lawyers on it or they're going to have to start speaking up at this point because there's so much we can do. We're supporting them, but the family has to say something. They have to say something because they were wrong here. And Bucky addressed it, and I'm going to give my thoughts on that. Also, Debo has something to say. We're going to see what he had to say, and he said he could see both sides of the situation in Cleveland. I want to, so I didn't hear it yet, but I want to hear what he has to say about that. He said he could see both sides. I could see both sides to a certain point. If I could see if Shedeur was legitimately a fifth or sixth round pick, then I can see that. Like, okay, he's gonna have to spend a couple years owning his craft and work his way up that way because a lot of quarterbacks have done that. Steve Young, it stands out to me. Warren Moon stands out to me. I mean, Warren Moon played in the Canadian League, and he's a Hall of Famer. So Steve Young as well. Well, he didn't play in the Canadian League, but he's a Hall of Famer as well. There's been plenty of people that has worked their way up and stuff like that. This situation is a little different though, because Shedeur was projected to go in the first round. Somebody gave him information, and that he's going the first round. And also at that East West Shrine game, he was told that he didn't have to play. Now he could pack it up. He don't have to play, but they're making it like he refused. So at that point, yes, the family has to say something because if they don't say anything, if that lie doesn't go, if it goes uncontested, it's only going to make him look worse. It's only going to justify. They're using everything to justify what they did to him. I keep talking about the power structure here that's in place. I know people, they say, eventually they're going to have to play him. They don't have to play him. He don't own the Browns. He doesn't own any team in the NFL. I'm being real with you here. He has to go somewhere where he's accepted. He has to go somewhere where he's accepted. There is a theme about his character in the league right now. Okay? They think a certain way about him. He gonna have to get his lawyers on this. At this point, and he might have to say something at this point. He might have to say something. Like, or talk to his lawyers. Like, listen, I didn't refuse anything in this whole draft process. Okay, since you guys want to say that, well, then my lawyers are we're going to go to court over this. You're going to have to pay me then because you're going to have to prove it. You're not going to sit here and drag my name because listen, his name is worth more than anything because he's not going to play football for that long. Football is only a small part of his life. Mostly people they retire in their 30s. That he still got his whole life ahead of him after his 30s. This is just only a small on his timeline. This is only a small portion on his timeline. You got to think of the bigger picture here. You know what I would be preaching now if I was in Colorado after this happened? Take your NIL money, get as much NIL money as you can get, and flip that NIL money and get real estate and start flipping it and start helping each other out. That's what I'll start preaching. The hell with the NFL. Because we don't own no teams in the NFL. We're not represented in the NFL. We don't have no power. We're not represented. and they're not trying to relinquish that power like they did in the NBA and they did in baseball. The players have the power in baseball. Enough power where they're not going to get buffaloed around like this. And far as football is concerned, this is not even the world sport anyway. Soccer is, or football. That's the world sport, not this. That's why they're trying to get football in other countries to still try to make it popular. They've been doing this. Even back in the 90s, they tried to do it. Having football in England and Germany and different places. Dusseldorf Stadium and stuff like that. They've been doing that. They're still, after all this time, they're still trying to make it popular in those markets. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Um, Soccer is in command. It's always going to be in command. There's nothing the NFL going to be able to do about it. The NFL, their only command in it is in this certain market right here in the United States. That's it. I Show Speed. He's a YouTuber. He's more popular than any NFL that you can think of right now. He's more popular than all these NFL people, these stars that you can name. He's more popular. Anytime he goes live, he gets thousands in his chat. 400,000 sometime be watching, or 100,000. So NFL is not really that. It's not really that. It's only that to certain people in the United States. They're trying to get bigger and go out to other demographics. And they are popular in certain demographics, but soccer is king, or football is king. FUBOL. Cristiano Ronaldo is bigger than any NFL player you can think of right now. Right now. Right now. And he's at the tail end of his career. So for Shedeur, I'm glad Bucky said something. I'm glad they said something. Somebody said something. Because they're painting him as an entitled rich kid that has never earned anything. That's the way they're treating him. That's the outlook on him. He's an entitled rich kid. Okay. That has never earned anything. And he expect to play right now. But Kevin Stefanski is not feeling him. He's not. He's not feeling him. He don't have to say it. He don't have to come off as like a certain way. You could just tell. Um, Shedeur is not getting any first team reps. It doesn't make any sense. You know why that doesn't make any sense? Because Dylan Gabriel is a sack away or a tackle away from getting hurt. Because you know how dangerous football is. You are a tackle away from getting hurt. So what happens? That means Shedeur has to go in and he's not properly prepared because he has not been working out with the first team. And I know what some people said in the comments when I said that. No, he is prepared. Shut up. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that he can't play. I said he didn't have first team reps. That's what I said. He didn't have first team reps. He's not getting first team reps. So how the fuck is he prepared? They just going to throw him out there and set him up for failure. That was my point. I'm not saying that the kid can't spin that ball because he can. He need first team reps. It's almost like he's looking at the playbook. Okay, just throw him out there and see what happens. Kevin Stefanski could care less about him. Okay, stop. And look, we don't have to sit here and kiss their ass for approval because Shedeur is not like that. He's not going to kiss their ass for approval, nor should he have to. If Shedeur act a certain way, oh, he's cocky. But that Giants quarterback acts worse than him, and nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying anything. He acts more braggadocio than Shedeur does. I'm talking about Jackson Dart. and the running back. They both act worse than Shedeur. They do. Nobody's talking about it. So when Shedeur throw his watch up and stuff like that, what's the fucking problem? They for some reason they just don't like him. I'm telling you that that's what it is. I don't give a damn if the owner kids got Shedeur jersey on. That don't mean nothing because he's not playing. What does that mean? Who the hell cares? They don't mean nothing to nobody. I don't give a damn if they the kids of the owner. They don't mean shit to me. Everybody should have my mentality. We don't kiss these people ass. Nobody knows when their last day is here on earth. Nobody. Nobody knows when they're gonna take their last breath. They're no better than us. When everybody start getting that mentality, we'll be in a better place. They're treating him like it's just what it is. Like, how are you not giving him first team reps? It don't make any sense. Don't sit here and try to gaslight talking about, well, shit. Dylan needs all the reps he can get. No, he's right about that. Dylan does need all the reps he can get. He does. He does need all the reps he can get. He does need all the reps he can get. But as a number two, as QB2, you need to get first team reps as well because you're not the emergency quarterback no more. You are the backup. So if something happened to Dylan, he's supposed to come in and act like they're still going. But then when I saw the offensive lineman come out from the Browns, I forget his name. It's the offensive lineman. He's the all-time starter now. He started the most games in Browns history now. He came out and said, "Well, we still got to go with Dylan." I want to be like, bro, you losing. You guys are losers. Yeah, he got to get away. He got to get it from up under there. But the thing is, where is he going to go? Because most of the teams that could have got a quarterback, they passed up on him. So they just as worse. He's in a crazy situation. I never thought he was going to be in this situation. I thought Prime had more pull than this in the NFL. He don't. I thought he did. I thought he had. You know what I'm saying? I thought he did. I thought he did. But I have to remember, a lot of these owners are not the same owners from when he played. You have a few. Jerry Jones is still around. You have a few left. But a lot of these owners are new owners. They're not caring. And then you have a lot of people in high positions that are not qualified to call any football shots. They're not qualified. You know what I'm saying? They're just not qualified, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm glad Bucky says something because they tried to say that Shedeur, this is the reason why his draft stock, his draft tanked and stuff like that, and because of things he did like this, and they pointed out the All-Star game he was invited to. You remember he was there. You remember Jimmy and them was there, and Shedeur was there watching them on. But they told him he didn't have to participate. Now here's my question: if they told him that he didn't have to participate, were they in on the setup? Because then they come back like, damn, he didn't even play in the East West Shrine game and stuff like that. They're making it seem like Shedeur should have participated in everything. That's what they're making it seem like. Because you notice, like with quarterbacks, the top quarterbacks don't have to participate in the combine. They don't. They'll do their pro day, and that's about it. Like Travis, for example, he didn't participate in the combine. I still don't know how fast he is. I don't. I don't even know Travis 40 time. I don't even know it. I don't even think he ran that pro day. I don't think he did. I didn't get an official time on him. And he got drafted number 2. See, Travis, here's my thing on this. They had Prime marked already. This power structure was mad that he got Travis. They were mad about that. They were mad about that because I remember because they accused him of paying him out of his own pocket. I remember that. Even Saban, even Coach Saban said something slick about it. You see what I'm saying? Remember, guys, the power, it's a good old boy system. This good old boy system has been around before all of us were born. It's a good old boy system, and they're not trying, they're careful on who they let in the system. They're careful. They have to vet you. They'll let some of us in, but they're careful about doing it. You have to act a certain way, you have to be a certain way. They don't have to act and be a certain way, but you do. And but if you one of those people that you're like you sure of yourself and you're very flamboyant and you know you're good, they don't like you. They don't like you. They did that to all of our greats. Do you realize they did that to all the great sports players? They did that to all of them. You have to be a certain way. And this is going back to Joe Louis. So Joe Louis was told when he came around, because when Joe Louis came around, I'm talking about the boxer. When Joe Louis came around, there hasn't been a heavyweight champion in a long time that was of color. The last one prior to Joe Louis was Jack Johnson. So when Joe Louis came around, they said, listen, we're not going to have this same situation we had with Jack Johnson. If you're going to like white women, you're going to do it in the closet. Okay. You're going to keep that shit in the closet on the DL. If that's what you like. Okay. You're not going to be parading them around like how we did with Jack Johnson. And when you beat somebody ass, you don't celebrate. You go into the neutral corner, you put your head down. And that's what he did. So go look at his fights now and go look at the end. And what did he do? He went to the neutral corner. He never celebrated. He put his head down. That's what they told him to do. Those are the stipulations that they gave Joe Louis before he competed for the heavyweight title. Because in Joe Louis' heyday, there was no beating Joe Louis in his heyday. You weren't beating Joe Louis. Yeah, he did lose to a few. And those were really good fights. He lost to, but he came back and won. So they do it, they shame you. They did it to the Williams sisters. They shamed them. They dominated tennis, man. They did the same thing to Tiger. They made it seem like Tiger Woods committed a crime. Only thing he did was cheat on his wife. That's not committing a crime. They made it like he committed a crime. The fuck? He cheated on his wife. He got to take that up with her cookie cutter ass self. He had to take that up with her, but he didn't commit no crime. So that's what they do. Okay, that's what they do. They don't say nothing else about them other people. And the same thing go with Shedeur. Shedeur is no different. He's sure of himself, this and that, legendary. They don't like that shit. I'm just telling y'all this. They don't. They don't. And they know he's good. They know he is. So what they gonna do is they sitting up here buck breaking him. I had said it before. I hate to say it like that because it's a little too strong for this platform. It's a little too strong for me to say this. I'll say it in my other one. But here's the thing about him, though. All he has to do is keep his mental strong. That's it. And be patient for this process to be over with. But on November 4th, I do not think he's getting traded. I said it before. I thought he was getting traded. Then people helped me realize, like, wait a minute. He's not getting traded. First of all, they want too much for him. They want too much. All right. They want too much for the kid. The only reason why I say he is worth first round draft picks, he is worth it. But no, he was drafted in the 5th round. So other teams like, why should I give you first, second round pick? He drafted in the 5th round. You might as well let him go to us. They're not doing that because they know he's worth it. I think he's worth it too, but I see what the other teams are saying. He's in a very, 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 very interesting position here. He more than likely gonna have to get his lawyers involved. This system is ran by the small hats. It's ran by the small hats. He got a problem. It ain't nothing he can do about it because they run the country. It ain't nothing he can do about it. Guys, it ain't nothing he can do about it. It ain't nothing he can do about it. See, it started. I'm gonna go back again. I'm gonna go back again because I had a live chat when his dad met with the team for the first time. When he did that Louis luggage speech, I said he may have done too much. He may have. I said, damn, you may have done a little too much because they don't like it. They don't like it. The good old boy system, they're like, he ain't earned nothing. We don't like it. I believe they sent people to sabotage him, but I can't prove that. I can't prove it at all. Because think about it. Some of the coaches are good friends with Stefanski. Some of them. One of them. One of them is and then Stefanski is cool with the dude from Oregon. Come on, man. It's a good old boy system that he's not a part of. They don't give a damn about his gold jacket. They don't. They don't care. That I'm telling you how these people get down in this country. He got that coaching position. I'm not talking about Prime. I'm talking about Stefanski. He got that coaching position because of his father. Y'all go research his father real quick. Y'all research his father, and you're gonna realize how he got his coach. He didn't get his coaching position on his merit. He didn't. Yeah, he was with the organizations and stuff, but he worked his way up because who his father was. Trust me, in this country, in the good old boy system, is all about who you know. Half the people that go to Harvard, they didn't get in Harvard because of their grades. They got in Harvard because who their parents are. And then the rest of them got in because of their grades. The regular people got in because of their grades. If you a son or a daughter of an ex-president or a CEO or something, you can go there just based on that. It's a good old boy system in this country. Right. Lanning, Schumer, etc. This is a setup. I can't prove it though. See, this is how they're slick and cunning. We can't prove it. We can only say allegedly. We can't prove what they're doing. Guys, shout out to what's the channel name? Buffed and Prime. I'm not really good with looking at the all 22 film. I sat there and listened to his whole video because I wanted an understanding on what happened on offense. So I listened to Buffed and Prime. If I'm saying the name wrong, y'all please correct me. It's Buff and Prime. Guys, what's the name of the thing? Buffed and Prime or Prime and Buff? It's two guys on the show. One used to be a football player and the other one is his partner. Well, they broke down the all 22 film. I sat there and watched it. I said, oh shit. Oh shit. When I watched it. And let me tell you, they repeated something I said, even though they don't watch me like that. But we like minds think alike. They repeated something. They said, I said somebody's performing a heist. That's what I said. I said somebody is performing a heist. They just taking money at this point. And when I looked at, they ran the same play 3 times on offense. They literally ran the same play, guys. They ran the same play 3 times in a row. I'm talking about in a row. You can run the same play throughout the game, but you break it up. You know what I'm saying? If it's working for you and the defense don't have an answer for what you're doing, yeah, you can run it multiple times throughout the game, but not back to back to back. They ran the same play back to back to back, and it didn't work. It worked once, but it didn't work the other 2 times. Guys, you got to see the play calling. Did you know? Did you know they did the same thing? I just figured out what Nebraska did. I mean, not Nebraska. I just figured out what Utah did. They did the same thing with Leah Latu, and them did to Prime the first year. You remember Leah Latu, whatever his name is, Latu from UCLA. You remember the whole game? They stood up. They didn't put their hands in the dirt. They stood up the whole time and they blitzed Shedeur. That's what they did. And that's what Utah did to them. Now check this out. So if you see more than 3 linemen in the trenches with their hands not in the dirt, and you see what the safety is doing, the safety don't came up. What you think they're getting ready to do? It's a blitz coming. It's an all-out blitz coming. And they use the other linebacker on the right side as a container, so that because they were going blitz heavy on the left side. Let me see. Caden Salter must be left-handed. Yeah, because they were going blitz heavy to their left, to Caden Salter's right. So what they did was they sent a container to the left. The linebacker was like a container just in case of Caden, because they know he can run. Did you know they had an empty backfield? Go look. Go look, guys. They had an empty backfield most of the time. So my question was, how was they prepared if they had an empty backfield the whole time? Caden had no chance. It's not Caden's fault. He had no chance. He had no chance. So my question is, if Sherman knows that, he's been in the NFL, he knows better. He knows better, but he did it anyway. Yo, Coach Prime, you got to do what Michael Vick just did. Shout out to Michael Vick, yo, because Michael Vick eventually is going to get it better. Michael Vick is eventually going to turn his team around, even though they only won 1 game. Michael fired everybody. Go look. Michael Vick just fired everybody. And you know what he said? Hey, man, he fired his offense and defensive coordinator and somebody else. Michael Vick did. And this is his first year as a coach. He fired all of them. No, you said correct. No, he got the not because who he knows, because of his father, Kevin Stefanski's father. And go find out what his father did to Allen Iverson. Go look, CC. Somebody fact check what I'm saying. Michael Vick fired his whole staff, damn near. That's in Prime. Listen, Michael Vick is going to turn his team around before Prime does with that attitude. He fired his whole staff, and this is his first year. But Michael not waiting. He's like, wait a minute, man. He said the standard is the standard. That's what he said. He said the standard is the standard. So I'm kind of intermixing both subjects here, and I apologize. I wanted to get to Colorado later, but anyway, I kind of wanted to get to that last. But yeah, Michael Vick fired his whole. He fired the all and defensive coordinator, dog. Michael Vick did, because they only won 1 game. You said Salter needs the play call to be. You said Salter needs the play call to be correct, and it panics when the play breaks down. And he panics when the play break. Well, that's because it's his first year in a new system. Bucky is standing on business. Stop lying on his brothers. Straight up, Kimberly. Hey, Kimberly, look, when I saw a Bucky, I said, oh, I had to go live, yo. See, because that's right down my alley. That's right down my alley right there. You ain't gonna sit up here and lie on them like that. You said you guys think Shedeur will play. He will play. I don't know if it's gonna be for the Browns. But here's the thing, so you gotta remember. NFL is very dangerous. I'm not wishing nothing on Dylan. You know what? I'm not wishing nothing on Dylan, because I heard Dylan fucks with Shedeur. I heard he does. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't wishing nothing on Dylan. You see what I'm saying? Because I heard, yeah, they very friendly with each other, and they want the best for each other. You know what I'm saying? So they have grown to be friends now. They grown to it. That's what I heard. But so it ain't on this ain't on Dylan. This ain't on Dylan because they throwing Dylan into the wolves too. This ain't on Dylan. But obviously Dylan, this is the opportunity that he has, right? So you got to make best with what you got. Okay. But the thing is, the system is lying on Shedeur. And that has to stop. I know Sean Lewis is 6-1, Shine. And thank you for reminding me of that. I think you said that before. His current record is 6-1, right, Sean? Okay. I know that he's in a step under. I know somebody gonna say, well, he's not in the power five. He's not, but he's not a bad coach. That's our point. So what happened when he was in Colorado? Now, my theory is I have another theory about this too. When you put a bunch of people together for the first time, it's not good. You have to let them play for a while. But I know what Prime said. He said, man, football is football. Let's just go play football, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't be like, oh, we just playing together. No, we shit, it's football out there. But see, they got away with it because they had Travis and Shedeur. They got away with it. Okay. They had Travis, they had Shedeur, they had Shiloh, they had Silman Craig, they had LeJontay Wester, they had Jimmy Horn Jr., they had Travis, I said. Well, I had to say him again, offense and defense. They had Levante Bentley, they had Hill Green. Okay. And guess what? They lost every last single one of them. Gone. So now you got a coach. So now we got now what now let's see what y'all made of. Let's see now. See, now it's been exposed. So Travis can make any defensive coordinator look good. Okay? That's my point. He can make any all of them combined made them look good. And they had my bad, they had the block bully. I can't forget the block bully because he's still around. The block bully. So but this is not the same team. I know Prime said this is a better team. No, it's not. It's not a better team than y'all had last year. It's a better offensive line, but it's not a better team. You had the Heisman Trophy winner last year. Okay. He's gone now. So these coaches, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's the coaching. It's not the player, it's the coaching. It's the coaching. Because I sat there and listened, watched the all 22 film. It's the coaching. It's not the players. It's the coaching. It's the coaching, man. Because look at the play calling. They called the same play 3 times in a row. If it didn't work the first, why you keep calling it? How you gonna sit there and you see the all-out blitz coming, right? And you got an empty backfield and you're not using your tight ends. Do they ever use their tight ends? No max protection, empty backfield. What the hell? Y'all must have threw that game, yo. God damn. Like, come on, man. Like, I could see if y'all lost. You know, you could they can lose the game. That's not the problem. They can lose the game because you win some, you lose some. You can lose a game. But I'm talking about the play calling. The play calling. You had an empty backfield and they coming with an all-out blitz. It was nothing Caden could do. He didn't have time to scan the field. He got happy feet. He didn't have time to scan the field. And then Caden also said he didn't see that look in their tape. He didn't see that look, but he need to go back to the UCLA tape because that's where they got it from. He didn't see that look. Their hands not in the dirt. They coming for you. So The thing was, they were not prepared. They were not prepared. They said they were prepared, but they weren't prepared correctly. That's the deal now. They were not prepared. So if we identified that they weren't prepared, it's the coaching. So I said last year, I said I said the first year, I said the coaches are in the players' way. I said it. I said it. I said the coaching are in the players' way. They finally got it fixed in the running back position because Flea was in their way. So they got that fixed. And then they got he left because of other reasons, but Ladanian, what's his name? Is Marshall Falk is better. And then the linebacker position is not right. It's not right. And the problem is the players are suffering for it now. Some of these players, that no wonder Hill Green left. No wonder. It could be just the coaching. You know why? It has to be because there was a player on the offensive line last year, right? He went back to Indiana and he got an NFL grade. He's about to go to the NFL. He's about to go to the NFL. So it has to come down to the coaching, the preparation, and the scheme. That's what it comes down to. Well, and I hate to say it because even the coaching, even the coaches, even though some of them are old school, they can't take this kind of talk. They can't. Not too many people can. Not too many people can, man. We in a different day and age now where people ain't trying to hear because you know what they'll say? Man, these fans don't know shit. Yes, we do. Because we've been watching football for all our lives. We know when something ain't right. We do know. And it's not the players. That's the crazy part. And you know how I know? You know how I know it's is they not prepared? We saw it in the game. When Staub came in, they quickly scored. That's how you know something's not right. It's with the offensive coordinator. It's something's not right. Something's not right. That's telling you something is not right because Staub had the presence of mind to call his own plays. He changed it up. You could go look at the game. He changed it up. He started changing around. He sent his guy in motion. He changed stuff around. And then they went down and scored. He saw the lamb. No, we're not going with this play. We're going with something else. I'm doing this. Yeah, he called the audible. If you go look at it, if you go look at the highlights, you'll see it. So they weren't prepared. And it's the sad part about it is the coaches keep saying, who wants to go to the NFL? Who wants to do this? Y'all not preparing them correctly. The game plan is fucked up. Like, that's crazy. You running y'all running them into the ground. If I was you, I wouldn't even practice them the next day. That's on the coaching. Y'all need to have a meeting and figure out, like, yo, what's up with the playbook? Or unless Coach Prime call his own plays himself. Or he might rather do it on defense because he's like more of like a defensive specialist. And he used to do it. Guys, he used to do it. Y'all know he was a coordinator, right? Y'all know that? He knows how to be a coordinator. Y'all know that, right? And he could offensive coordinate. He's done both. Okay, this is what I want y'all to do, right? Go back to one of Bucky's film when he was covering Jackson State. Look at what Coach Prime has in his hands on the sidelines. Look at what he's doing on the sidelines with the plays, and he covering his mouth. Go look. He had a hand in those play calling. Yes, he knows how to be a coordinator. Yes, he does. He's like one of those he's kind of like Travis, like one of those people where football comes easy to him. And he really can't explain it. Like it comes easy to him. He's kind of like a football savant. Like it comes easy to him. And they really can't explain it. Like he can explain it, But when all right, if you go back to the if you go back, I'm not trying to laugh and it's not funny because he didn't think it was funny. When he was chewing out the defensive coordinator, right? I can only imagine what he was saying to him, like, what's the schemes you calling? Because he probably said schematically, this doesn't look good. Because I think he said he gave the numbers. He said once you get past 200 and some yards, it's hard to win. Because when you get past 200 and some yards rushing, it's almost like it should be a close game, especially if you're rushing for the same amount. Let's say if Colorado was also rushing for 200 yards at that particular time, and also the other team got us for 200 yards. Now you got a close game. The game should be close, but the game wasn't close, and he knew the more and more those yards go up, they never going to have a chance to come back because the other team was controlling the clock. That's probably what he was saying. So at this point, he might have to pull a Michael Vick. Guys, go look what Michael Vick just did. He fired his staff, yo. Like, y'all not doing this right. Come on, man. You mean to tell me I'm Michael Vick? We only won one game, bro? Come on, man. That's on Michael Vick. Because people out there like, damn, we got Michael Vick, and we still in the same position we were last. We still in the same position we were last year. You feel me? Or worse. You see what I'm saying? So he fired everybody. Okay. And here's the thing: if you might say to yourself, "Well, if Prime fired a defensive coordinator, what he can be the defensive coordinator." Y'all know that, right? He can do it. When he was at Jacksonville, he used to have a playbook in the plays in his hand. You know that little card they have, like what Andy Reid has. He had the same thing. And when he's hearing the plays called, he's looking at the thing, and he can change it up if he wants to. He been doing that. But I guess he figured, like, damn, this guy came from the Bengals, right? Where did he come from? The Bengals? Like, he came from somewhere. He came from the NFL. He thinking top tier. Well, he was top tier when Travis and Silman Craig was there, and Levanta Bentley and Hill Green. Okay, shit, Travis make anybody look good, and then you had Shiloh out there too. And then, yo, somebody please tell me we got what's his name still there. Tell me he not at Tennessee, yo. Tell me Hood is not at Tennessee. Tell me I was dreaming. They got him as one of the top DBs in the country. Why is he not at Colorado? Somebody tell me did he get hurt? Is he not at Colorado no more? How did we lose him? Oh my God. Oh Lord. I happened to see that on a commercial. I said, wait a minute, where is he at? You said you say he left when they dissed his little brother. Do you realize he's one of the top DBs in the country? I'm talking about Colton. You know he's one of the top. Go look if y'all don't believe me. What do you call it? What do they call that? You know he's on his way to the NFL, right? Y'all know that, right? He has a fast track to the NFL. You know who else going to the NFL? Well, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it because it's gonna even piss me off anymore. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm talking about Colton. I don't even know what happened with that, but he has a fast track to the NFL. Wester transferred as well, and I'm not sure why he not being a linebacker for us right now. Why did he leave? He's supposed to be the linebacker. You said Shedeur needs to play for the Chiefs. More than likely, he not getting traded though. He has a day one or day two CB, right? On the draft, he's either day one or day two. You right about that. I'm talking about Hood. Yes, he's either day one or day two. If he's as long as he stay healthy and doing what he's supposed to do, he'll be taking day one or day two. It just depends on his production next year. He'll be day one or day two for sure. Yeah, but see, the thing is with Andy Reid, he already have a quarterback. Um, he probably have to wait. We have to wait and see after November 4th. Um, and then also he still might Shedeur still might play because, like I said, I'm not wishing this on Dylan because this Dylan is not the bad guy here. But if he goes down, Shedeur going in. Unless they give it to Bailey Zappi. I honestly think Stefanski might lean with Bailey Zappi. Jalen Wester, I know I've been watching them contextual. I've been following these guys to see what they're doing. I know he had a forced fumble. I follow them. I keep a track of them to see what everybody's doing. I keep a track of Carmani too. Carmani had got hurt, but Carmani is a starter there in Florida now. He's a starter, and he's always a threat to intercept the ball. I said that when he was at Colorado. I said let them play on his instincts. He almost intercepted a couple times he's at Colorado. But things don't work out. I get it. Some things just don't work out. Like Colton, Hood and his brother, things don't work out. I get it. You just move on. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, damn, that's the talent right there. The foundation was starting to be chipped. We had those guys right there. We had Hillgreen. They had a really good foundation coming back. They let what's his name go back to Indiana. He shouldn't have left Indiana in the first place. He shouldn't have. Told us why they're treating Shedeur the way it is. You notice they never reported on that story on ESPN, only TMZ Sports. Yeah, but see, Eric Dickerson, he never just say nothing to be saying nothing. He's always been 100, like you said. He's always been 100. He said it for a reason. And they asked him about it again. He said, "So Eric," he said, "No." He said, "It's true." He said, "Trust me, I got it from a source. It's true. They were told not to draft him." He said they don't like his attitude. They want to teach him a lesson. But now some of these teams are doubling back now, like the Jets and the Raiders, mainly the Jets, because the owner is insistent on getting them. Then Rispris goes to Florida State. I know, and he's a good recruiter. And then what happened to the What happened to the Well, even though I like the coach now, the fitness coach now. I like him. Yeah, he's a real good one. Um, he's a real good one. But what's up with how did Coach Mo and them leave? I don't think it was Coach Mo's, but I like the one we got now. He's pretty good. Um, Swayze. Yeah, he's really good. But you got to think it has to come down to that coordination. It's like I can't prove the sabotage though. That I can't prove. That's why I don't talk about it too much. But you just go look at the play call and go look at the all 22 film. And first look at the offense. He had an empty backfield and they were blitzing the hell out of them. He didn't use his tight ends for max protection. He didn't use his running back to block, nothing. He just it's okay, look, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna drop back and throw that bitch. You're just gonna drop back and throw it and hope for the best. Okay. Yeah, I think the man, it's crazy. Jordan Seaton, like, yeah, it's crazy, man. And the crazy thing is, Utah, they weren't playing. They were playing, but like they put all their like third stringers in and stuff. It was crazy. So I think it's like some type of sabotage, man. Because when he was talking to the defensive coordinator, the way he walked away, yeah, he's not gonna be there next year for sure. Unless he pull a Michael Vick and just fire them all right now. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll pull a Michael Vick. I'm like, look, man, like, come on, man. Unless he wait till after the end of the season. But yeah, man, it's like, I don't know. I hate to say it like that because it's hard to win at this level. Power Five is hard to win. And Utah was the stronger team, but when I go back to looking at that play calling again, it just didn't look good. The play calling was messed up. And yeah, it's the play calling. It comes down to preparation. So I don't know. Like I look at, like I'm telling you, for me, it's the coordination. It's the offensive coordinator. Oh yeah, and then he had a portal scrimmage. I didn't like that. I didn't like that he had a. But you know what? You know what he did? That means he told what's his name to leave. Then so Juju's going into the portal because Juju was a quarterback in the portal. He was a portal game. He was a portal scrimmage guy. So you got a guy that you paid all this NIL to, right? He got all this NIL evaluation, all these commercials, and you got him in a portal scrimmage. Yo, they wilding, yo. These coaches wilding. They wilding out. Yeah, he going to they wilding out, yo. They had him in a portal scrimmage, and you got a guy on the team that can run routes like nobody's business, and you got him in a portal scrimmage. Yeah, they wilding, yo. They wilding. Some of these players, they wilding, man. And it ain't nothing I can say because I'm not there day to day. Because if I was there, I would tell them. I would tell them. I think some of the coach they might be afraid to tell him something. I would tell him. I'm like, yo, coach, man, y'all wilding, yo. I would tell him that because I'm a Leo just like he is. I'm on August 8th. He's on August 9th. So we probably would bump heads because I'm a Leo just like he is. I'm like, yo, you wilding, yo. Hey, you wilding. You got Juju in a portal game. You wilding because you ain't keeping him. You're not gonna keep him. You're not gonna keep him. But I understand why they're not playing him because they probably like, you know what? Um, he really supposed to be a senior anyway in high school. So it's always good to redshirt him. He can preserve his, year. He could preserve his eligibility and then be ready for next year. But if I was him, I'm not so sure if you know what I'm saying. I want to be the man. Like they have to assure me that I have QB1 next year. If not, I'm hitting the portal. Straight up. I'm hitting the portal, man. I'm hitting the portal, man. Because at this point, he'll get more money if he hit the portal. Pretty sure of it. Because they wilding that coordination, what they doing, they wilding out. They wilding out, yo. I don't care if he was a coach for the Giants and all that. He should know better. He was an NFL coach, but they wilding, man. Yeah, that was a little crazy, man. They had the portal scrimmage. They had their 5-star quarterback in a portal scrimmage, man. Yeah, they wilding. They wilding over there, man. They are. And you had a wide receiver that runs routes like nobody's business, and y'all ignoring him. He should hit the heat, man. It's crazy. It's like they I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometime it comes down to the parents to intervene. Like that one person parent intervened, like, no, I'm taking my son out of here. We going back to where we came from. That was the best decision they made because he headed to the NFL now. That was the best decision they ever made. Because if he had stayed there, he wouldn't be playing right now. And does that make sense to you? And he got an NFL grade now? That doesn't make sense. They had another one there that they didn't play that had an NFL grade. What's his name? He came from Houston. They didn't play him either. Yeah, prom, you my guy and all, but y'all wilding. Y'all wilding, man. It's almost reminiscent of what's happening with Shedeur, with Juju. It's the same thing. Not the same thing, because at least y'all not like purposely doing it. I think y'all just saving him. But at this point, I wouldn't play Juju now because then he'll mess up his red shirt. He will wait for I guess the last 3 games of the season he could play. 5-star quarterback, man. And he ready too, because he be having his helmet on. I saw that one game before last. He went up to coach, like, "What's up, man?" And they were talking. So I don't know, man. Hopefully he stay. Um, but I don't know. I personally, if it was my son, I would have to have a sit down with the coach. I'm like, okay, so if he's not ready, correct? Yeah, he's not. We all right. We have to go then. We have to go because USC want him bad. So I'm like, yo, we got to go, man. Like, thank you for the opportunity. Like that. See, because I'm a little worried about the offensive coordinator. That's what I'm worried about. You know why? Because Benson, I'm talking about Benson. Benson is headed to the NFL. If Benson had stayed at Colorado, he'd been sitting the bench. I'm just telling y'all this. He'd have sit the bench. How did y'all let Colton Hood go? What the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little worried about that. Like I'm worried about I'm not worried about the head coach. I'm worried about the positional coaches. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little concerned because how do you have this guy that is headed to the NFL, but then y'all let him go back to his own school? I don't get it. But I think he would have sat the bench. He was at Colorado, so he made a good decision for himself. So I don't know, man. I think they got problems up there. Well, Dylan, I think he was homesick. I think he just wanted to leave. To be honest with you, but I would have loved to see Dylan had stayed. But some people just don't want to stay, so I get that. Yeah, I know Rigo. I know that he also did. It was the same thing that happened last year. And I didn't realize there was some players calling up one of the YouTubers asking for help. I didn't know that. That's what he said on his YouTube when I was watching all 22 film. He said they call him to help him break down film. That's what the coach is supposed to be doing. Yeah, they got a problem up there, fam. They got a problem. You said Dylan can declare for the draft this year. I didn't know. Oh yeah, technically he could, but I don't think he is though. He's like a stay 4 years type of guy. Um, Carmani can do it next year. He could technically do it this year, but no. You remember Carmani got hurt. But prior to that, he won his position and he was, one thing about him that I noticed, he got fucking taller, yo. Like, what the fuck, yo? Like, what is he eating? He got taller and bigger. But one thing I noticed that his best strength is reading that quarterback's eyes. That's what he does really good. He stalks the quarterback. So when the quarterback is throwing, here he come with his long arms to try to go get the ball. That's what he's best at. And now he's tackling now. That's because he's gotten bigger, I guess. I don't know. Dylan, some players that just don't work out. I get that. If you just want to transfer because it's just not working out, I get it. But I'm a little concerned about the positional coaches. But I guarantee you this though, Coach Prime get ready to figure it out. I guarantee it. Like wait till the all season. Wait, just wait till all season. I guarantee you he figure it out. If he got to clean house again. He'll figure it out for sure. He don't like getting embarrassed like that. So he will figure it out. Trust me. Because remember what he said in his press conference? I want to know why for everything. I want to know what happened on every mistake. I want to know why. He said he didn't even go home yet. He stayed at his office the whole time. He hasn't even gone home. So he about to sit up there and might pull a Michael Vick. So shout out to Coach Prime. He said he ain't even go home yet. But hey, give it all right, look. I'm not surprised. Like, all right, look. So we got to go back to the beginning. So Coach Prime took over the job, right? That year they won 4 games, right? But the next year, they still had their foundation. They still had some players that played together. And they added some additions in, like Hill Green and everybody, right? They added their additions. With the additions they added, because the foundation was already good, they had Travis and everybody. They went on to a bowl game. But the problem is, in year 3, I had told you guys it's a rebuilding year again. He has to rebuild all over again because he's losing so many people. Okay. So he's in a rebuilding phase. He will figure this thing out by season after next. Season after next, they'll be good to go. If not next season. Remember, I said it. He's rebuilding again. Does he have the opportunity to go get some more 5 stars? Yes, because he got Jordan Seaton there. You see, he brought a lot of players from IMG. So yes. But the problem is with those positional coaches, they're not playing the people they're supposed to be playing. And I go back to what Aqib Talib said. He said the same thing I said. Listen, practice is one thing, but what can you do under the lights? Oh, practice is one thing. Right. He did get a 5-year extension. So by that time, he should have been on figured it out, Rigo, by that time. But he's rebuilding right now. In the Power Five, it takes about 3 to 4 years to build a good team. And I know what you're saying. Well, damn, he is in year 3. No, he's in year 3, but he has to rebuild twice. So you gotta give him a little bit more time, and then he gotta get this coaching situation figured out because it's obviously a problem. The offensive coordinator is a problem. Yeah, he speaks to Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson on weekly as a mentor, right? But listen, I don't know if he told Mike to do that. Mike set up there and fired everybody. Okay, you said it's the philosophy. So yeah, I mean, yeah, man, I don't know, but I know he'll figure it out. Trust me, he'll figure it out. But this is a rebuilding year. And the crazy thing is, this is the first blow. This is the first ass kicking he received since the Oregon game. And even in the Oregon game, they didn't get belt the ass like this. The Oregon game, at least they scored, you know what I mean? At least this and that. But here, man, yeah, they really got it handed to him. And coach he ain't gone home yet, he said. He said he ain't gone home. So he trying to figure it out. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit up here and get embarrassed on TV like this. And he gonna figure it out. Trust me, he gonna figure it out. He keep talking to Michael Vick. They better be careful because Mike fired everybody. But hey, man, nothing is perfect in life, man. Hey, man, you win some, you lose some. what can I say? It's football. But one thing I do appreciate, we still get to watch them on Saturday. And I like the fact that Bucky's still recording and stuff like that. You know, I like the whole drama around it, the whole we get to talk about it. It's still the best thing to me. And then we got the all season, you know, what Coach Prime gonna do in the all season. And you also got to remember he had a bad all season too. You know, he had to have a surgery and stuff. And then he had to have a surgery during the season and then come back and coach. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he not trying to be losing like that. He'll figure it out. He'll put something together and go from there. I'm sure of it. But this is a rebuilding year for sure. Let me see what Debo and them got to say about Shedeur here. Let's see what he's saying. I know what's his name. He used to play for the Steelers. We call him Debo. He looked like Hercules, but let's see what he's saying.
That is not what he's focused on. Right now, he's not thinking about playing Shedeur. What do you think about that, bro?
Before I go, I want to ask you a question, Debo. What do you feel about that? Because I want to get your honest, genuine opinion, non-biased, and just you go ahead and let me know how you feel if the Browns coach Stefanski isn't trying to play. What do you think when he says this?
So I can see.
If y'all don't know who Debo is, it's James Harrison, by the way. James Harrison, we call him Debo.
I can see both sides when I'm not invested into it.
Yes.
So the Browns, I can see both sides when I'm not invested into it. So I can see you got a young quarterback, right? You want to make sure you give him enough time to try and develop into whatever it is you think he can develop in, because you picked him in the second round for a reason. Now, if you get this short into the game or this short into the season, and now you decide you're going to go away from him, how do you come back to him if it doesn't go well with Shedeur? You see what I'm saying? Like, confidence boosts, drop, whatever that may be, that's going to be hard for some players to take, especially young players nowadays, the way things function now. But at the same time, there are some coaches who are like, I'm going to make myself right. I'm going to keep this young guy in here because I drafted him second. And I need to prove that what I did was correct, instead of saying, hey, I'm cutting loose now and saying, oops, I didn't make the right choice, and keep it moving. You get the same thing with guys who get young players and hold on, keeping that young player in there too long, or guys that hold on to old players for too long and they don't have the same productivity that they had. So it's six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. The big issue that I have when you don't make a change is that this dude is not throwing the ball downfield. It's either you're not letting him throw the ball downfield or he can't throw the ball downfield. Again, it's him or the old coordinator. Either way it go, I'm getting the same results and things aren't getting done. With you not wanting to switch and give Shedeur a chance, that means in my mind, you're telling me you're not allowing him to throw the ball downfield. So that's where I'm at with it. But for me personally, not being the person that drafted a 2 and I have Shedeur at 5, I'm going to give him a shot, even if it's after
they drafted Dylan at 3.
He plays that,
Yep,
3.
Good.
Sorry, 3. It's 3 and 5.
Bro.
Oh yeah, I would have been made that move. It's too close right there. Yeah, definitely. I would have made that move this week, or worst case scenario next week. But I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not thinking about it. I'm gonna be like, yo, we're going to make some changes. We're going to see what happens. Is Shedeur? Yes, he's in the works. We're going to see and proceed each day and go from there. But to say he's not even thinking about it, that's wild.
Debo, I respect your opinion so much because you really gave me a non-bias.
All right. So you heard from Debo right there, James Harrison. So James Harrison is making a lot of sense. So James, he's saying everything that everybody else is saying. He's saying that, listen, and I agree with him when you say he was drafted 3rd round, 5th round, they're close. So just because he went in the 3rd round, no, they're close. 3rd, 5th round don't matter to me. He didn't go in the 1st round, even though Shedeur should have won the 1st round. But at this point, okay, I can see if you want to give Dylan another game. I can see that. But if it don't, because they got a bye week too. You don't usually make big decisions like this in a bye week. So after the bye week, I actually give him another shot, see what happens, get the ball down the field, and see what happens at that point. Because he's doing intermediate passes. He don't do no bombs really. And then when he did throw something down the field, it got intercepted. So yes, no, he did throw the ball downfield, but it didn't work out right. Oh yeah, they're gonna go against my Jets. I might have to go to that game. Rigo. I might have to go to that one. But they playing the Jets at home. So I may have to go up the street and go up to the Jets to see. I want to get a look at I might have to go get a good look at Dylan live in color. I might have to go get a good look at him to see. But I already know what I'm gonna see. You know what I mean? And yeah. So but that should be a game that they should win, though. I'm gonna be honest with you, because the Jets having a few issues. But the Jets don't have a bad defense, though. They don't. So this should be a rather competitive game here. Jets, they got some right pieces now. And so this should be a nice even game. But the thing is, the Browns defense is pretty good, led by Myles Garrett. But we're gonna see. But like Debo said, at this point, it's either he can't throw the ball downfield or you're not allowing him to, or he just can't do it. Because if he was a deep ball guy, you would let him give his opportunity. But the thing is, he did throw it downfield and it didn't work. It didn't work. And I don't understand why. Didn't he throw the deep ball at Oregon? I'm trying to remember when Dylan played Colorado, what happened. I believe he did. But they ran the ball a lot too. I know they dared Dylan to throw it, and what happened? He got intercepted. Yep, they sure did. They like, oh, come on, throw it. Come on, throw it to us. And that's what happened. But if you go back to the production percentages in preseason, it's adding up now. He was last. Shedeur was number 1 in production. But anyway, Kevin Stefanski, and also people think that he might be in danger of getting fired. I don't think so. I think the owner loves him. I don't think so. Because he has won some games. Because the owner, he ain't used to winning nothing. They did win something with Stefanski, but we'll see. I can see they giving Dylan another game to see where he's at. Because they don't want to complete like, damn, we got to give him a shot. We got to give him a few games on his belt to see what, see what's what. I don't know, man. But shout out to the Patriots. They got a good quarterback. He's a second-year guy. Drake May out of North Carolina. He's a tall quarterback, too. I think Drake is about 6'5". You said, I'm keeping Juju because I believe he's the real deal. How come they not playing him then? If he the real deal, they not playing him. Well, yeah, I can see why. Like I said, I had said before, they probably saving him because, like, look, at this point, at this juncture, Yeah, all right. I see you right there. You said you told me to look up. You said it's Stefanski bench Gabriel. That's another knock on his credibility. Right, I get you. I get it. Look, he gonna keep throwing more picks. They don't care. He gonna stay with him until Miles completely jump out the window. Because he is getting angrier by the minute. He is. I could tell by the way he giving the press conference. Well, we just got to get better. No, the first game, yeah. No, the second, no, the third loss, yeah. We just have to get better. We gonna have to figure it out. Go to the drawing board, figure it out. This last game, well, we just gonna get better. And he just shook his head, like he don't know. Now Dylan will throw that ball now. Pick a non-pick. Fuck it, I'm just throwing it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see. Let me leave Dylan alone, man. Let me leave him alone. You said the only freshman quarterback Prime trust was Shedeur. That's too high for most players to match. Yeah, you know what? Prime doesn't have no experience with another quarterback. He doesn't. He doesn't. He's known what Shedeur can do. And yeah, this whole thing, bro. They wilding up there, man. This whole thing is kind of crazy. You know, I don't know, man. Maybe he's not ready, man. I don't know. I don't be in practice. I don't know. It looked like he throwing good balls in practice. I'd be seeing him throwing. It looks like it's good, but like I said, they only showing 1 or 2 clips. So I don't know. Damn, you said an arm punt. Man, that's crazy. You don't think he got an arm on him? Well, they gonna give him another shot. They gonna let him play against the Jets. And then I don't know. I think they going with him for the rest of the season. To be honest with you, win or lose, fuck it. He's going with Dylan, man. You said if Dylan isn't ready, who fault is that? I don't know. Like Shador gave him the keys. You know, in that picture, he gave him the keys to sit the bench. That's what that was. Like, you come over here. You coming to sit the bench. That's what you doing. You coming to sit the bench. And he already knew he was gonna sit. Like I already knew he gonna sit the bench when they brought in Salter. I said he's sitting the bench. The only reason why I say that is because why wouldn't you play the person that has the most experience? So yeah, we giving these keys to sit the bench, bro. That's what every little step you take gonna be on the bench. Mr. 5-star. You sit in the bench. So I don't know. Maybe it was a development thing. Maybe he just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready yet. You know, maturity and stuff. It takes time to mature. Remember, he's supposed to be graduating high school right now. He's supposed to be in his senior year of high school. So maybe it's a maturity thing. It takes a while. Like not a mental thing, but it just take a little year to grow. So I'm thinking next year is his year. Because you think about it, like that's like a junior in high school, like back. I mean, excuse me. Well, no, I don't know. Yeah, he's. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm not at practice every day. I don't know what they're doing, but he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. Maybe put Staub in action a little bit because when Staub went out there, he took over and they scored. I know it was too late at that point, but at least they didn't get eggshells. They scored. But if you go look at the all 22 film, it's not all Salter's fault either. It's the play calling. So partly on him too, though. It's partly on him too. But they had like they went live. I don't know if y'all saw that when the players went live. It was Jordan Seaton and a few other players. They went live afterwards. And they were chilling and stuff. They went live and stuff like that. Yeah, Staub did learn from Shedeur. That's who I would go with at this juncture because he had to have learned something from 12, or number 2 back then. But I don't know. Salter, he do got the speed. Just got to figure out how to get it going. You said Juju's situation is similar to Kermani. I don't know what the situation is though. Like, cause I'm not there. You think it's like his situation as far as maturity? Like he has to mentally mature more? That's what you're saying? He don't strike me as that though. He don't strike me as I don't know because he don't really make videos or anything. I don't see him. He don't, only thing I see is when he put on Instagram. He's not like a YouTube or anything for me to see what he's doing. Prime not retiring. He not going out like this. I'm telling you, he not going out like this. He'll go out on top. Like let's say if they win like 10 games or something like that. Nah, he not. I wouldn't go out like this. Like, damn, you could barely win 4 games. Nah. Yeah, he might have to do a Michael Vick, man. Michael fired. It was big news down in Virginia. I'm not in Virginia right now, but I'm up in Jersey, but it was big news down there. He just told him, like, look here, man. Like after the game, too. Like, look here, man. This ain't working out. He said, this ain't working out. Y'all gotta go. This ain't working out, man. This is during the season. Vic's season ain't even over yet. He's like, no, y'all gotta go. You said they have a narrative to keep. See, the thing is though, with Juju, he's already technically played in a game already. Remember when they put him in when they played 3 quarterbacks? It would make sense for him at this late stage is to play the last 3 games of the season, so he can protect his red shirt. I'm not giving up that red shirt. I will have to protect that. So you can have that. You can have that extra year of development. And also, I don't know if there's a lot of film studying going on. I'm not sure. I'm not there, so it's a lot of things that we don't know about. I don't know if they. I don't know if they're working hard. Watching film. I don't know. So it could be anything, but they'll Coach Prime will figure it out. Anyway, guys, let me get up out of here. I'll catch you guys a little later. Um, if there's any news on Shedeur or anything. All right, guys, and I'll come back with the other game that's coming up to see what's up with that. But I will catch you guys a little later.